What's happening, my people? Welcome to another edition of 5 Things We Learned in Match Day Live. And today we want to discuss Manchester United versus Everton. I'm not doing this alone. I'm with the amazing Segun. Segun, how are you doing?
It's good to be here. Good to be here.
And also, you guys, I'm your main man, coming, and I'll be your host, navigating you to the level of fantastic footballing edition. Segun, what's your thought generally about the match?
It was a great game. It was a classic Manchester United match at Old Trafford, full of energy, full of intensity.
A lot of songs.
My United fans. The best reaction of Manchester United fans is when we are winning, and you're not winning by 1-0, we're winning like 3-4-0.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to be at Old Trafford.
It's just
like that.
It's both emotional and at the same time exciting.
That's true.
So the flow of emotions was everywhere. And Segun, let's start. 5 things we learned. Number 1.
I think the first one is at the beginning of the match, it wasn't as smooth as the team gradually, they grew into the match. Most especially by that first goal, that deflection from Brett White, right? That deflected the bunch of United. So, but what we could see in the first few minutes of that game was that the pressing of Manchester United was not okay. Everton was able to easily play out of our press, and we understand that because we said it many times. When you use the likes of Rashford, you use the likes of Zirkzee to start a press, it's not always smooth. But what we saw was that immediately the first goal came in, the confidence grew, the intensity also increased, the pressure, and I think Everton could not withstand it.
Yeah, awesome. Number 2.
Number 2 is I think. Secondly, in terms of the pressure, it was a very high pressure match, high intensity
I was shocked
match.
because seeing Zirkzee, Rashford, I was thinking
it's not going to be
no
tempo, but it was really. I think after the first goal, it was high intensity. And one of the things that we have been saying, and I think it's just good to see it on this platform, that Manchester United is a team that once you run in the Premier League, once you can run more than your opposition.
Yes,
you are 50% close to your victory.
Yeah.
If you bring more high intensity, I don't believe there are not many teams in the Premier League that can withstand high intensity football. And you can see this Everton at some point where they did not even know what they were doing because the intensity was more. And I think when we're talking about intensity, it's important that you cannot mention any other player than Diallo.
Awesome. Diallo, thumbs up.
Intensity. I hope it's well. I hope it's okay. But even when he was doing the intensity, I was saying, this guy should not go and get injured. But the intensity was what you want.
Twice or 3 times in the match.
Forcing, intensity that forces error. So it was intense. See the eventual goal he gave to Zirkzee. See the run. See the pressure. Even the two Zirkzee goals were started by high intensity run from Diallo. So I think it's an example to Manchester United players. It's creative, it's stylish, it's skillful, but it's also intense. It's also willing to do the runs. And I think, I'm just waiting for the time that Amorim will use Ahmad and Garnacho, that intensity runs. I just believe it's going to be massive.
Now, number 2.
Yeah, so I want to say spectacular performance from Joshua Zirkzee. I think it's not possible for him to score 2 goals and you not say it's not spectacular. I felt he also grew into the game.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, that at the beginning was misplaced passes, but when he got the first goal, the confidence went up. So it's not as if he's a good player. We've done analysis of him, but it's just that he needs a manager to understand the kind of player he is. Zirkzee is a player that you can call a cherry upon the cake. It's not a player you start building a cake with. It's the cherry on it. And you can see he's just someone like a Dimitri Berbatov. Berbatov came into a Manchester United team that had the likes of Tevez at some point, Rooney at some point, Nani, Ronaldo. These guys, okay, even maybe not Ronaldo, but Ronaldo was there when he came, but this guy had like of Evra that were hard workers. He is just a cherry on the cake that makes everything click. And you can see that in part of this game where was just taking one touch passes, moving one touch passes, and also because of the confidence, at some point was even doing some magical skills, making, and this is just what Berbatov used to do: the close control, the skillful passes, giving to people that can run, and he's also amazing. He's a player, I believe, if the manager studies his profile, understands his profile, knows how to use him, I believe you have a fantastic career at Manchester United.
Yeah, awesome player there. I love the fact that we are seeing a glimpse of what Zirkzee can bring into Manchester United. Yeah. Check on number 3.
Number 4 now, I think.
It's 3. You said that one is addition.
Part of it. So I think number 3 is people who are always talking about systems and no systems. I believe this 3-4-3 system. I know many times on this podcast we have advocated for 3 at the back.
Yeah.
I know we're getting our 3 at the back. But one thing people don't understand is this system is making it possible for the manager. Sometimes under Erik ten Hag, you'll be like, if you're using Garnacho and using Ahmad, you can't use Rashford.
Yeah.
If you're using Rashford and Garnacho, you can't use Ahmad.
Yeah.
If you're using Ahmad and Rashford, you can't use Garnacho. But now, this system allows you to use the 3 of them.
You can use any player can just come in and perform.
Yeah, this system allows you to use 4 attackers, 4 defenders. Sometimes it can allow you to use 3 midfielders, 4 defenders. It just allows you to use many things. For example, in this game, at a certain point of this game, you could see you were using Zirkzee.
Yeah.
You were using Rashford, Ahmad, Garnacho.
Yeah.
You were also using 4 defenders in terms of you're using Shaw, you're using Maguire, you're using Diallo, Martinez. It allows you to use. So it's a system that makes you flexible. You can play 4-4-2 within the system.
Yeah.
You can play 4-3-3 within the system. You can play 3-4-3 within the system. You can play 5-3-2 within the system. 3-5-2 within the system.
Is just so
it's
much.
Endless because you have different players on ground.
And it makes the player fresh. Because, check, I noticed something. I told you why, when I'm seeing Garnacho and this guy coming in, I said, it is awesome to see that in your bench, a player in the caliber of Garnacho is coming in.
It's coming in and
the excitement. Yeah.
Coming in.
And you're like, what?
We see have this in the bench after what we have seen. It's just amazing.
That's the awesomeness.
I just feel that yes, we're happy times. Manchester United is winning, but I feel we still need to improve that squad.
Yeah,
but for this one, we're happy with the result.
There's a lot of mistakes we saw.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes we saw.
We're in happy mode.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about
on mistakes.
Yeah.
But a lot of passing. If you are playing, I told you, if you are playing a team that can.
Yeah, that's not my 4th point really,
okay,
but yeah. So I felt at some point, we thought the game was too open, a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
But we also know that it was a lot of spaces. It was in a way advantageous to us, but also in disadvantage if it was another team. In terms of the play was open. That's why our attackers could just be pushing the ball forward, playing.
Yeah.
We enjoy when a team is not playing a low block like that against us, a semi-high line. We're able to put the ball. But also, when we face the teams like Arsenal, we also have to try to be compact. We have to try to be compact because in the defensive line, we were a little bit open at times. I know it's the euphoria of playing at Old Trafford. You're happy, you are leading 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
So you just play. I believe if you are playing a much stronger team, at the back, at the front, you can be open. But at the back, you need to be a little bit compact.
Yeah. So check the 5th one.
The 5th one is I'm not happy in parts. I know we're 4-0, we're happy, but one thing made me not happy is the unnecessary yellow card from the likes of Martinez and Kobe. Now we are playing Arsenal. Now we're not going to have them miss this next match. I think Arsenal is our next match, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really happy. I'm not really happy with that because those 2 players are players that you have to have against an Arsenal team.
Even though, before you conclude your point, Shegun, Kobe Mino in the midfield shows that there's this control.
The guy is a top player, really. A top player.
And losing him in a game
that you need control. In a game that you need control. Because we need control against Arsenal. I'm not going to watch that match hoping that we just defend and counter attack. No. I want us to have control. Arsenal is good, they are on form, but there's still chance for us to dominate some part of the game against the Arsenal side. And I want to see us. But when you don't have the likes of Martinez, when you don't have the likes of Kobe Mino, I'm just thinking maybe we should just defend and counter attack.
All right, Chegun, your thoughts on Amorim?
Amorim, we are enjoying it so far. It's still early days. We don't judge the manager now. We just try to.
Your thoughts about this game?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think his use of subs was
Yeah,
good.
I love it.
But this was good. He was making subs at the right moment and the right time. You know, sometimes he could not anticipate some unnecessary yellow cards, but in the general, this game management was okay, and we're happy about that. So now Everton has been defeated. We look up to Arsenal.
Now, one thing I notice is that he doesn't think twice before removing player that is not performing.
Exactly. So
if you are not doing well, you're out.
Yes.
So guys, if you enjoy this content, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, join our Telegram community. The description under the description, you will see the Telegram community. We talk about football, banter fans, talk against each other. And to all Telegram fans, we are live on Telegram. So till we meet again, stay fixed to vertical football.